Good morning. We are going to get started. I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day once again to join us for another edition of Explore This. I am Chad Myler. I am the Health Promotion Manager for Life and Work Connections. And if you're new to Explore This is a weekly series where I will sit down with University of Arizona subject matter experts to discuss ideas and tips that relate to the many dimensions of your well-being. Today, my guest is Dr. Elizabeth Schauer. She is a professor of music and the Associate Director for Choral Activities for the Fred Fox School of Music. So, Dr. Schauer, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, and how about you, Chad?
I'm doing great. Can't complain too much here. So, I wanna start out here. I'm gonna stop my share here. We had a good talk earlier this week. We were thinking about what could we talk about, and so many things we can talk about with music. And so we thought, okay, music, community connections, a lot of things that can bring us together in some times where things are up in the air. So we talked, and I guess my first question for you is, well, what are some ways that music can bring about a sense of community?
What a great question. You know, we think about maybe that we have to be making music together in order to create community, but that's not really true. Even just knowing the same music can help affect community. When we think about that generationally, when you have people of the same age, they often know and identify with the same music of their youth. So, for example, when I go to visit my mom where she is in an assisted living facility, if they're having a concert or a sing-along with music of the 40s and 50s, you can see everybody light up because they have a love of that music and they have the memory of whatever was happening in their life at that time. High school and college students, maybe they share song lists and groups and artists and so forth. And that, even just that sharing that music that we listen to or experience can create a sense of community for us. Individuals feel connected through their shared appreciation or sometimes even their dislike of the same music that others know. So that's one way. The actual experience of listening to music together can create a sense of community. So when people attend a concert together, and maybe right now that's online, attending a concert together, they have a shared experience. And even if you meet someone later who went to that same concert, you feel this connection with them because you have that experience and maybe you like the same music. One of my favorite things about my job is getting to work with an incredible group of students that make up the Symphonic Choir. And during this last half of the semester when we couldn't sing together, one of the small group assignments was to create a virtual concert. And I don't mean virtual choir, but to put together a concert of different components and then share it with the rest of the choir. And that we felt really connected experiencing that together, even though we couldn't sing together. Another way music can connect us is if we hear music with words or without that expresses feelings that we have, then we can feel less alone because somebody else has had that experience and understands what we're going through. Learning the music of other cultures can help us understand people in a really visceral way, whether we're listening or singing or playing. That can help us to understand and celebrate the ways that we're different and the ways that we're also the same in a kind of global community. And then group singing, which maybe we can't do right now, but when we can again, has been part of the human experience for tens of thousands of years. And it was traditionally literally a community building exercise that everybody participated in. There weren't like performers and an audience. Everybody just did it, right? And you didn't care if you had a good voice or you didn't have a good voice because that wasn't the purpose of it. Some people even think that group singing is an evolutionary reward for coming together socially instead of living in social isolation. So it's important that people not be judgy about singing either their own or anyone else's because music's for everyone. So if you think about when you go to a baseball game and people sing Sweet Caroline together, right? Nobody's careful. Everybody just sings and they're having fun, and it doesn't matter if you're the same religion or age or political party or ethnic background or anything. You don't have to talk. You don't have to agree. You just sing. And so it turns out there are actual biological and neurological phenomena that cause us to feel happier and more socially bonded when we sing in groups. So group singing literally strengthens a community. Even if you're just listening in that group of singers, you still get some of the brain boost that the singers get. But music is for everyone and singing is for free. And I can't wait till we can gather again to sing safely together. But even for now, there are lots of ways that music can create community and connect us.
That's awesome. I love that you pointed out that connection of maybe you going to a concert or learning about an artist. I feel like I like some obscure people, and then when I mention it and I've heard of them, it's like, oh, I want to give you a hug. I might not be able to right now, but in a year I'll give them a hug or something. But I loved also that you mentioned that singing in the group and not having that judgmental tone and people just doing it. I'm a huge soccer fan, so anyone who's listening, watching, look up videos of the Liverpool Football Club fans. Before every game, they always sing "You'll Never Walk Alone," which is my favorite song of all time.
So good.
And they are very drunk usually at the beginning of it, so there's very many vocal pitches and it's all over the place, but it's beautiful and it is a sense of community. And I get chills every time I listen to it. So I love that you shared that, and it's definitely something that we can feel with that. So you'd mentioned, there is that community and it brings people together. But then really, as we look about it, what are some of the health benefits for singing, whether it is in a group or if it's just out loud in the shower in the morning?
We're still finding out so many of the health benefits of it. There have been so many studies lately, but there are lots of benefits. Part of the healing potential of singing is because of the deep breathing that's involved. Research suggests that singing increases the amount of oxygenated blood that rushes to the brain, and also it triggers the release of happy hormones like oxytocin that can lower stress levels and blood pressure. And so this is a great time for that, I think. Physically, singing can, if you're doing it in the right way, exercise the lungs, tone the intercostal muscles, improve sleep, improve aerobic capacity, which benefits the heart and circulation, decrease muscle tension, improve mental alertness, open up sinuses and respiratory tubes, release pain-relieving endorphins, boost the immune system, and help fight disease. And it can even help reduce anger, depression, and anxiety. So sounds like I'm selling snake oil, doesn't it? No. Socially, singing has been shown to increase self-esteem, confidence, and feelings of well-being, enhance mood, increase positive feelings, and encourage creativity. And then lastly, we're just beginning to learn all of the therapeutic capacity of music, specific things. We do know that music making produces measurable changes in the brain, including changes that positively impact our ability to heal after strokes by assisting the formation of alternative pathways around the damaged brain tissue. Many Tucsonans might remember that music therapy was a crucial part of Gabrielle Giffords, the Congresswoman, healing after her traumatic brain injury. The story is that the music therapist was singing Happy Birthday, and the first word that she was able to speak was when it comes to that part of the song where you're supposed to say a name, and she said her name, and that was the first word. And then it's been a great long journey since then, but that was literally the creating of new neural pathways that helped her. So during normal times, there are even more benefits of group singing than just of singing. In addition to the benefits that I mentioned, choral singing can increase neurotransmitters that activate the brain's pleasure center and ward off depression. And when people sing in groups, they've found that their hearts tend to synchronize and their pulses slow down and speed up together. So that can be helpful with reducing the risk of cardiac disease, has mental health benefits, and also it can benefit people from combating feelings of isolation and loneliness and reducing social isolation, and creating a strong sense of well-being. So some people say it's as healthful as yoga, although I'm not sure if that's true. So it's not safe yet to sing in groups, but when it is again, then everybody should do it, right? It's fun and it's good for you, so why wouldn't you do it?
Absolutely. I mean, that list of benefits is huge, and I think Yeah, I'm not gonna end up in a yoga pose myself. I would rather sing in the shower aloud and receive those benefits. So I love that. Definitely. And we shared in the chat, just to those who are watching live, if you have any specific questions on some more of these benefits and whatnot, please feel free to reach out to Dr. Schauer, put her email there, or our Life and Work Connections email, and we can forward them on, because it sounds like there's a whole host and it could go down so many awesome rabbit holes on that.
Right.
So feel free to do that. So Dr. Schauer, we talked about this a little bit this week when we were kind of prepping for this and looking into this. Obviously, there's lots of restrictions and things going on to the current situation that we're in right now. So with those kind of in mind, what are some ways that people can still get involved in music in their community?
Mm-hmm. So we have great community radio stations here. So literally when you listen to those, you have a community listening experience. KXCI is really eclectic, and they have great DJs that teach you about that music. We have KOAT that's for more classical, and KJazz for people who like jazz. There are lots of virtual online concerts and music events that people can experience. It's a great time to consider taking online music lessons. And I have lots of great musical colleagues that I know are teaching voice and piano and instruments if you have an instrument available at home, how to read music, music theory. And, if you're stuck at home, that's a great time to practice and learn that new skill. There are online resources that you can use to learn. I don't know if it's about community, but you can learn how to read music and music theory, online things, some free. And you can just sing and dance in your home on your own with a recording in the shower with your family. You can teach your children. You can sing with your kids and teach them songs. I mean, that's literally community at the micro level. And then when the situation allows, there are tons of opportunities to participate in live music in Tucson, whether that's going to one of the many live music events as an attendee, or whether it's participating. We have many, many ensembles for singing and playing in the community, including some where you never have to have been in one before. Even at the university, we have ensembles, orchestra, band, and choir that are available on the weekends and at night and during the lunch hour. We have events where you don't even have to rehearse regularly, like Tucson Big Sing, which is a community sing-along, and Tucson Beer Choir, where you just show up and sing songs about beer. And we figured out how to do that online. So if you're interested in that, you can like our Tucson Beer Choir Facebook page. But there are lots of possibilities, and I'm happy to make recommendations about any of these things. We talked about putting a resource list together, and there were so many. I just said, just email me and I can connect you with an orchestra or a mariachi group or a folk song group or an Irish group or whatever. But music's for everyone, so please come participate in one of those when safety allows that to happen again. There also are many religious choirs that are volunteer and open to everyone.
That's great, and I totally echo, like, dance parties at the end of the workday are the greatest thing. Me and my wife and our two little boys were dancing to Queen for 30 minutes while dinner was cooking last night, because it's a stress relief and it is that community, and we got to teach them in the right way so they know what good music is.
What a great gift you're giving them too. I mean, that helps them develop pulse and the love of music and good pitch. It's great.
Oh yeah, definitely. And 1-year-olds dancing is just the funniest thing ever, because they just kind of do these squats. But so many great tips again. And again, those who are watching live in the chat, we've got the emails there to stay connected with us, or to reach out specifically to Dr. Schauer to ask some more details and how to get more involved with this. So Dr. Schauer, I asked this to all of my guests here as we go through this, kind of wrapping it up in the last minute that we have here. What is something that you're currently doing to better your health?
Well, I think just like everyone, trying to be active, even though I'm stuck in my home. So trying to have a regular exercise routine, eat well, try to sleep, try to read some things that aren't about work or the virus. Be grateful for all the things that I have, try to help others who are struggling when I can, and try to include music in the ways that I can.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Dr. Schauer, for spending some time with us today and sharing so many awesome resources about music and how it does bring that community and that sense together. So I want to thank everybody for hopping on again today. Please follow our links, follow us, join us again next week, join my colleagues in theirs as well. And I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. Be well, everybody.